Hi, welcome to this channel. Very quickly, I'll be taking us through the basic requirements and what you need to start your application to the US, to the schools in the US, and how you can secure a funding, a fully funded scholarship. So, not to waste too much of our time, because I want to make this very quick. So yes, I'll share my screen. Yeah, okay. All right. What you need is not that much once you can have all these. So I'll quickly speak on this. Number one is you need your international passports. Um, the international passport is very important. So there's no way you can actually start your application without your international passport. And that's what will even trigger you more that, oh, these passports, I need to make use of you as soon as possible. I could remember when I got my passport then, international passport, I was like, hey, guy, before a year, I want to make use of you. And it actually listened to me. It was fulfilled. So the next list is your transcript from school. Um, maybe if you've gone, maybe if you've been to, sorry for that, if you've been to maybe Polytechnic, HND, or any form of schools before, or probably university, you need your transcript to process your admission. So it's always advisable that as early as you finish your undergraduate study, you have to do what? You have to apply for a transcript. And for some schools, their transcript is always delayed. So what you can do is that you can compile all your results for each year, like from level one, part two, part three, put them together, make them a PDF. Then while you take them to the department, you stamp it for you. That one can be used as unofficial transcript. So you need some schools will request for unofficial transcripts, while some people will request for official transcripts. It depends on the school, but we always advise that you have your own official transcript with you, and after that you need your statement of purpose. Your statement of purpose is very important. That's what we tell the what's it called? That's what we tell the examiner that okay, this is what you want to come and do here. If you tell us what your interest is, it will make us to know that oh, definitely you are you're qualified for this particular exam. Assuming now maybe you take your undergraduate in, let's say for instance about chemistry, and you want to proceed maybe to one earth course, maybe earth related course, nursing, medical laboratory, and any form. So now we want to know what is triggering your interest for you to pick um, its related courses. So now, with your statement of purpose, we'll be able to know that, okay, you've been interested in this and that, and because of this, that's why I'm applying to this. This is my long-term goal. This is my short-term goal. They will be able to read your mind from your statement of purpose. So you want to take your time and write it very well. And also, you need your standardized test scores like GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, depending on what is required for your what's it called, for your course. Now, for some schools, they will waive it, and for some schools, they won't waive it. So that's why I say it depends on what your school is requiring you to provide. So, but before you start your application, these are what you must have in mind. Probably if the school is waiving it, congratulations. I mean, shoot your shot on time and apply before they start requesting for it again. Now, the next one is your referees. You need like at least 3 references, professors, doctors, people that you'll be working with for so long. You need all of them. You need their reference. It contributes a lot to your application. Without this reference, the reference letter, the referees, you are not coming anywhere. So the advice is that you get your reference letter, all the lecturers, all the professor that you've shown for so far. This is the best time for you to pick up your phone, send a message to them, check up on them, at least give it some time, check up on them for like 2 months, 3 months, then make it like consistent. It won't be as if you just message them to request for to request for a reference letter. So once you just do that, you know that your reference letter is secure. And I will advise you to make your use of the people on your priority list, like from top. If you don't have a professor, go for doctor. If you don't have a doctor, go for Mr. Go for high profile people. So it's very important. Your application fee is the next thing. Before you start your application, you know that you are going to spend some money, and your application fee, some schools will require you to pay $80, $90. Although some schools will waive it. Probably if you attend their open session, they waive it for you. Why some schools will not waive it for you? So you need to have some money with you. And if it's been waived, congratulations. And if not, then which means that you have to provide that. And before I also forget, for your standardized test, before you can write your GRE TOEFL, before you can register for that, you need your international passport. That's what you use to register for it. So you see, that's why I put it as number one. Is the top of the priority. So you have to get that. Now let's talk about funding. There are different types of funding for you to study in the US. We have teaching assistantship, we have research assistantship, and we have other scholarships like which I will actually treat in the next video. So if you're yet to subscribe, just make sure that you subscribe to that. By the time we upload it, you'll be notified and you won't be left behind. And also make sure that you share it with your loved ones. You don't want to be the only one winning. Now, for the funding for the teaching, for the TA is called teaching assistantship, while hourly is called research assistantship. As the name implies, teaching assistantship is like you are assisting the lecturer or the faculty in taking a particular course, maybe taking laboratory or taking what's it called, taking what's it called, like quiz. You try to explain some works to some students that doesn't understand because the professor doesn't have time. So with that, and the professor is going to pay it can be professor, it can be department. Assuming now, for instance, for mathematics department, mathematics is just like a basic course for the universities. So what they always do is that they have more students, so they take in more TA in mathematics, in chemistry, and other like biology, physics, and so like all those departments that that people always come in, trooping, so definitely they will have teaching assistantship. So, and for you to have a teaching assistantship, you need your TOEFL or IELTS. For you to prove that you can speak a good English and you can communicate well. So that's basically, it's even if the school is waiving the TOEFL, IELTS. Once you are having a TA, they will want you to provide a proof of English proficiency. And I didn't make mention of English letter of English proficiency from your school. Schools always give letter of English proficiency. For schools that are waiving the standardized test, they will definitely ask you to provide a letter of English proficiency from the school you finished from. So it's always provided, and once it's provided, you can use that in place of the IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo. So they won't require you to provide those tests, excuse me. And also for RA now, RA is research assistantship. So as the name implies, a particular lecturer, a faculty is having a funding. So once they have a fund like that, they will need some hands to work with them too on that project. So most of the time, they always get admission any time of the year, because once the lecture, it's dependent on the funding that is available. But for TA, most of the time they always get in around fall, because that's when the undergraduates will resume and they will have more students that will be coming in. So these are the time that you'll be able to get the admission for TA. Now, sorry for that, for TA. So now for the RA, you can come in anytime, spring, summer, fall, you can come in anytime. So for the RA, getting all this thing is very easy, and The last one for you on how you can get your funding is through the other scholarship, in which I'll be discussing in the next video. I'll be showing you list of scholarships you can actually apply to, that you can fund your study here in the US. Now, the next one I will be talking of is the code mail. You have to provide the code email, and the code mail is just for you to send it to the lecturer or the faculty, showing your interest that you want to work in his or her lab. That's for the RA or the TA, depending on whichever the lecturer is having. So now the code email, dear Dr. So, I am this, I graduated with this from the University of this, and go to your research. I had my undergraduate in this school. I had my research here. I found out that you are recruiting students and blah, blah, blah stuff. So you apply, you send a code email. The funniest thing is that the lecturer might reply and he might not reply. She may read your message and may not even get back to you. So, and you might be lucky, some of them will reply that, oh, sorry, I'm not recruiting students for now. You can try out other faculties. So, and for the TA, most of the time, it's always advisable you send a message to the graduate coordinator or probably the head of the department, so they can help you in disseminating your applications to different faculties that are in the department that are having funding, that they can fund your program. So if you're lucky, you can get that. And the next one is your application. You submit after you have all this with you. Okay, is it all this? After you have all this, then you have your application to the school. You submit your application to the school, and it's very easy. Just fill your basic information, fill your SOP, that's my statement of purpose, statement of interest, or letter of motivation, what motivates you to apply for this particular course. That's all. So you apply, and after your application, you get your admission. But we always advise that you should try to secure a potential supervisor, a potential advisor before you apply, because it gives you a kind of high chance before. But if the department states that you don't have to contact any form of advisor, it's fine. But it's still always advisable for you to get an advisor, because the bed at hand is better. If you contact an advisor and you have a funding ahead of your program, which is actually okay for you. But if you don't have and the school says you should apply, then you have to apply early, because you know that will be competitive, because others will be applying to the same program. So far, so good. Once you have all these things ready, then you are good to go. There's nothing else that is delaying you. So there's no information, and I know that the TA and the RA is what most people doesn't know about the funding in the United States or Canada. It applies to Canada too. Yeah. So always just try to message, reach out to potential advisor. Okay, how do you get to know the advisor that is having funding? It's very easy. Social media is one of the methods you can use. How we use social media? You have Twitter, you have LinkedIn. What you do is that once those professors, when they get funding, they always post it on social media. Like the school will probably celebrate them. Congratulations, Professor so got maybe NIMA funding, USDA funding, USDA grants. Once you see someone that gets a grant like that, that's a potential advisor. What you do is that you reach out to the person. It's very easy. You can type on probably Twitter or LinkedIn, just type grants. It will display some list of grants for you. You can type your course, type anything on Google, like just try to bring out something. Depend on your course, you can type maybe engineering grants, soil water grants. It will bring it, and once they bring it like that, you reach out to the professor. That's a potential advisor, and with this, you are good to go. Don't forget that you also have to know the schools you are applying to before you start your application. So all these lists must be ready. These are the basic requirements, and once you have all this, with God on your side, you are good to go. And the last thing I didn't mention is you need something which is I will call prayer. There's nothing you can do in this life without prayer. So you need prayer to for you to get most of these things. Is very important. Yeah, you pray for your application when you get your passport, declare on it depending on your religion, and I believe that God will do it for you. So with that, I believe that I've been able to answer so many questions because I have questions rolling in. How do we do this? How do we do that? So with this, you are good to go. These are basic requirements that you need to get into universities in the US fully funded. Some will give you fully funded and some will give you partial funding depending on the availability of fund. So in the next video, I'll be talking on scholarships, like scholarship boards you can apply to if you don't want to go through the route of teaching assistantship. So you don't want to work, you just want to collect your stipend and you'll be enjoying your life. So I'll be dealing with that in the next video. Thank you. See you next time. Bye for now.